We are going to continue our discussion of fractions. So, last time we talked about fractions, adding fractions with like denominators. And when you have a fraction with a like denominator, first of all, what is a denominator? A denominator, I think my collar's popped. Is it? I don't know. Alright. A denominator is the bottom number of a fraction. And the top number is the numerator. Correct. All right. So the top number is the numerator, and the bottom number is the denominator. So if we have two fractions with like denominators, such as 1/4 and 2/4, we have 4 on the bottom of both fractions. So we're not going to add the 4s on the bottom. We're just going to keep the 4 and bring it over. So our answer is going to have 4 in the bottom. Now our top is 1 plus 2. And what's 1 plus 2? 3. So our answer to 1/4 plus 2/4 is 3/4. Pretty easy, right? But unfortunately, most of the time when you see fractions, they're not going to have the same number on the bottom or like denominators. So, this is what we have to do. We have to get like denominators. So, what we're going to do here, this is going to be a little tricky, but I'm going to try to go slow so you can follow me here. But if you still need a little help, a few pointers, please shoot me an email. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to find the least common multiple of these two numbers. So we have 5 and we have 10. Oh my gosh, this marker's going dead too. Alright, so we know 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So, oh my gosh, look there. We have a 10 down here, and we have a 10 up here. So, our least common denominator is 10. So, we're going to put 10 under both of them. And now, since this one started as 3 over 10, we're just going to keep it 3 over 10. So, we're going to bring our 3 right here. Now, here, we're going to have to do something. So 5 times what equals 10? 5, 10. So 5 times 2 equals 10. So we multiplied 5 times 2 to get 10 on the bottom. So we have to multiply the top by 2. And 1 times 2 gives us what? Pretty straightforward. 1 times 2 gives us 2. Now we're ready to add. We have our like denominators and we're ready to add just like we did yesterday. So 10 plus 10 is... Wait, what? Oh, I don't add the denominators? Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, so we just bring our 10 down. And then we're going to add our numerators. So 3 plus 2 is 5. So we can simplify this, but we'll get to that in another video. Right now, I just want to work on adding fractions. We're not going to worry about simplifying. So I'm going to get rid of my black marker because I like green better anyway. And the green's about to die, so I'm probably just going to have to get some new markers soon. So let's think of two different numbers. Let's do 1/2 plus 5/8. Alright. So, for my smart people, what's the first thing that I do? I have to find a common denominator. Right. I have to find a common denominator. And the way I'm going to find a common denominator is by listing the least common multiple, or the LCM, or finding the LCM, listing the common multiples. So 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 4 is 8. Oh my gosh, look, I have an 8 in the bottom and an 8 in the top. So we found our least common multiple, or our common denominator. So we're going to come over here and we're going to put 8 on the bottom of both of these fractions. Now over here we already had 8s, and we have 5/8. So we're just going to bring 5 over. Alright. Now, we had to multiply 2 by something to get 8. So 2 times what is 8? 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 2 times 3, 2 times 4. So 2 times 4 is 8. So we're going to put our times 4 and our times 4. So 1 times 4 is what? 1 times 4 is 4. So we're going to bring that over as 4/8. Now we're ready to subtract. We're going to add our denominators. Wait, no we're not. We're going to keep our denominator. And we're going to add our numerators. 4 plus 5 is 9. Now, that's an improper fraction, so we have to do something with that. However, we'll do that in a later video as well. Today, I'm worried about finding the common denominators so we can add and subtract fractions. So now, speaking of subtracting fractions, let's look at a subtraction problem. Because they're the same thing. I mean, obviously they're not the same thing. Addition and subtraction are two different things. But they're the same process. So let's think. 3/4 minus 1/2. Very easy problem. So now we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to find a common denominator. So in order to find a common denominator, we're going to list the common multiples and find the least common multiple. So 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Oh my gosh, look what I have there. I have two numbers, the least common multiple. The least common multiple is 4. So we're going to bring this over because it's already it's already got 4 on the bottom, or fourth. And now we're going to say 2 times what is 4? Well, 2 times 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. So we do the same thing to the top. 1 times 2 is what? 1 times 2 is 2. Alright. So now we're just going to subtract the top numbers. 3 minus 2 is 1. And what are we going to do to the bottom? We're just going to bring it on over. We're just going to bring the 4 over. We're not going to do anything to it. We're just going to bring it over. Alright, so that was the basics of adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. Now, this is a little bit of a difficult concept. There you are. Hey. Okay, so this is a little bit of a difficult concept. Adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. It's difficult. Trust me. Once we get to multiplying and dividing fractions, it's probably going to be pretty easy for you. But adding and subtracting fractions is a little difficult. So, what do? We practice, practice, practice. That's 3 times. So, 3 times the practice equals 3 times the success. So, you'll get an A plus plus plus. And that's what I want you to get. Alright, I'll see you next time. Practice your fractions, practice your least common multiple, and I'll see you next time.